Good morning, Les. Hope you're doing well. We are getting ready to start in just about a minute. It is so good to see you all. Cheryl, hello. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I am Morgan and Allison's mom, and we are Know the Hope. And what our goal is, or what I've always wanted to do, is to share with the greater community autism awareness so people could have a better understanding of who we are and our family of Morgan, who she is. And I hope we've done a good job with that, and also to encourage other families who have loved ones on the autism spectrum. I am just learning how to do this, so I'm technically challenged. I will get better as we go. I guess what I want to do today is, offer you the opportunity. If you've been watching and you have questions, feel free to ask me. I'll answer what I can here. I'll look back if you're watching this later and try to answer questions along the way. What I hope to do is to kind of demystify Morgan. It's with great respect to her that I want to advocate for her in a way that she cannot do. And that's what I've always tried to do with these videos, these pictures, these things of our adventures. And I always say that she can't do it yet because she's always learning, and she should be able to do this in time. So this is kind of a test run. I'm starting this on Mondays now, but we're going to see what is going to be the best time for this to work out for everybody. So we may do 30 minutes today, 45. We'll see who's interested and what they'd like to know. We are learning together. I am not an expert on autism. I don't claim to be. I'd like to think if investing time matters, I'm an expert on Morgan, but she would probably debunk that because she's always stumping me. So like I said, again, learning together. I'm kind of waiting for different ones to join us. Thank you, friends. First of all, more than anything, I want to thank you for your time. Whether you're joining us live or you come back and watch this later, that's the most important thing we can give to anyone, is just a little bit of our time to create some understanding. And I do appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm going to be learning as we go with this. As I said, we've done a lot of sharing, but I guess that's the mom autism, or momtism I call it, is we're always telling you things, and sometimes we need to hush and listen and let you tell us a little bit. And it's all about conversation and going back and forth. So some of the things that I've done with Morgan is work with her through the arts, whether it be songwriting, visual art, just the music itself. It has helped us communicate. So Know the Hope is about creating disability awareness through the arts, and it's about showing parents possibilities and just showing the community ability, what our kids are able to do. Good morning, Regina. Aunt Gina, I should say. Good morning, Brian. Hello again, Les. Good to see you all. I'm going to, like I said, what this is about, want it to be very positive and greater community. There are a lot of forums out there between special needs parents where we talk to each other, and those are great. And I hope we'll have other special needs parents here as well, because I definitely need their input. But this is also about helping the greater community understand who we are and what we're about, maybe why we behave the way we do sometimes. Okay, let's see. Facebook is telling me something, and I am learning. And I see Darlene. Good morning, Darlene. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. I'll do away about that. And Dad's here today. I hear him in the background, and he just happens to be on board. Like I said, what I hope to do here is create a forum, trade information back and forth, help the community have a little better understanding of who we are. And what I was going to say about Morgan earlier, I get distracted easily too, so that's kind of my momtism. But it's like there are two Morgans. There is one here that is very confident and able, and we're able to have these one-on-one conversations, and when we work together, she's able to tell me what she needs and what she wants. And yet we get out in the community sometimes, and all that shuts down, because when Morgan is around too many people, or as she says, too many friends, and in new situations, it's hard for her to navigate sometimes. So you may see the anxiety kick in and her get defensive. So it's not easy for her to get to know people. And so that said, disability can be very isolating, not just for Morgan, but for me as well. So there's a lot of times I would love to be out in the community doing things with friends, and I'm not able to do that because, like I said, we're full-time buddies now. Morgan left school services 2 years ago, and we have been together since then. And like I said, just navigating this new world, learning how to do it, learning how to both have our life. I don't know if I said it before, but I say I am Allison and Morgan's mom. My girls are as different as night and day. Allison is grown and married, and she has a master's. She's a behavior analyst. Morgan is on the autism spectrum. She was diagnosed at 3.5, and our life is very different. And I want the same thing for both of my girls. I want them to have a full and happy life with purpose. I wear this little necklace right here. Wherever you see me, you're going to see a puzzle, either a pin or a necklace, and it's to remind me that each of us was created for a unique purpose. We're made unique for a reason, because we all fit in somewhere, and whether or not we have a disability, that's true. So I hope for Morgan to find her place in the community, just as Allison has found her place. And that's another thing that I'm trying to do here. Just make a way. You know, all parents want to make a way for their children to have a full and happy life. Does anybody, while you're sitting here, have questions? If so, I hope you'll shoot one to me, and I'll try to answer what I can. Like I said, I'm not an expert on autism. I can tell you some of the things we've done to help Morgan reach out, and I can help maybe understand some of her behaviors. As I said before, this is with great respect to Morgan. I only do this as a way to help her find a way into the world. Today, she is at Peer Place. Morgan attends a great program that is for young adults with disabilities, and it has just started up in the last year or so, and she has life skills there, some fundamentals and social skills that they're working on, and so she enjoys being there. She goes 2 days a week, and that gives her and Mom, sometimes it gets to be for her too much Mom and too much Morgan for me, so it's really great to have her be able to spend some time with friends. So that's where she is today, and that's the other reason I'm doing this now without her, so that, you know, I can have some of these discussions, and from time to time I will have Morgan pop in and speak as well. And as I said, today is a test run. I'm just trying to get my bearings to see how to best do this, and for us all to learn together. And for now, we've got it Mondays. We may find another time that works better, but I'll definitely find a time where Morgan can step in and say things too. What you'll find when Morgan is here is it's going to be all her agenda and what she wants to talk about. So she will do most of the what's going on, and I'll have to kind of keep her engaged and keep her busy. But I do want you to know that, like I said, as we've done the pictures and the videos of her, it's something she absolutely wants to do. She loves it. She can be in the middle of being upset with me, and if the camera comes up, she's like, cheese. So she's all about letting you know who she is. So we probably this morning will only go till about, I'd say 10 o'clock. We may try these for about 30 minutes at the time. And see how, like I said, see what type of an interest we have, what folks would like to know, and then we will, as we learn and, you know, get to know each other a little bit more, we'll lengthen. But I want to be very respectful of your time, and again, I just thank you so much for sharing a few minutes with me. for those of you who don't know what autism is, and I think you've seen that there's a lot more information today. There's a lot more awareness. So obviously the difficulties for them are in their social understanding, how they react with people. Sometimes sensory issues where lights can be very uncomfortable. Just the things around them. I'm seeing some feedback here, and I definitely want to answer it. Let's see. Thank you for watching, Dana. I appreciate it. Let's see. And Dana's saying, please tell me more about her abilities, where she is mentally. I like sending her things. That's very sweet. Dana has given us some really cute gifts, and we appreciate that. And Morgan just loves for that brown truck to come and bring her things. Let's see. As far as she wants to know what level Morgan is on, for autism, it can be very splintered for any kids, because in some areas they can be very high functioning, and then in others, the concepts can be very low. Morgan's level, oh my goodness, it depends on any day. I would say in some areas, maybe 3 or 4 years old, and in some things, she's like an old woman. So she loves, like I said, she absolutely loves. She is very much about events and seasons and the calendar. She's all about the next big thing. So she looks at colors for each month. January is white, blue and white. White is for snow, I guess. And I can show you an angel that we painted. She painted a while back. She loves baby angels, and a lot of times I showed her on another piece of paper what to do and how to do, and we used like a little sponge paintbrush for her to make the circle, the face, the hands, and then I showed her how to do the angel. But again, the color of the month is blue and white, so that's why you'll see her in a lot of white this month. And as I said, she's always proving me wrong. As far as her level or what she would like to do, it is always changing. What she's interested in right now, it may change next month. She has tons of markers and crayons, and she calls a coloring book a blank page. She likes to make her own drawings, and she has a lot of that. As far as reading, I honestly don't know exactly what level she's on. We do a devotional together every morning, and she uses her iPad to look up the scripture, and she's able to type like a bandit. I mean, she moves across that iPad because she's so used to looking up things. So she will, she's able to do that. She's able to do that and understand enough to search things. I know that. She will read out loud to me simple words and sentences. So, again, on any given day, it can be different, and that's a disability walk. What the abilities I see one day, it's kind of like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, 1 to the side. What she can do today, she may not do as well tomorrow. But I do know there's some elementary reading skills there, if that helps a little bit. I know I probably went way around the world to get you that answer, but again, the levels are so splintered, it's hard to see, because in some ways she very much acts and talks like an adult to me about different things. She, on that note, I will say, just because an individual with autism doesn't speak, don't think they're not listening and don't understand you. I think it's really important to realize that with a lot of our young adults or children who are nonverbal. Whenever you're speaking with someone who has autism, who's on the spectrum, or speaking about them, don't talk about them as if they're not in the room or around them, because they are very aware. And I just think we have to be mindful of that, whether it's a parent, a teacher, whoever we are. I've even done it, and I have to back up and remind myself that Morgan is always listening. So any other questions? If I've missed a question, please re-ask, because like I said, I get easily distracted sometimes, and I want to make sure I haven't missed it. Dad said something to me just a minute.
Just all the time.
All the time what? Oh, that I get distracted all the time?
Well, all the time that Morgan is listening.
Oh, Dad just said all.
Conversations in another room.
Right. Oh, exactly. Rudy said, Morgan's dad, I said earlier, he's here this morning because just happened to be, and I'm glad he is. Um, because in that, I want to say, how much I love and appreciate his, just the sacrifices he's made. And continues to be here and to understand. And one thing he was mentioning is that Morgan can hear even from another room. I call it teenager hearing or selected hearing, because we can be talking about something in the living room, her be in the back, and she'll come back with an answer. So her hearing is very sharp. Somebody's just dinged me, and I want to make sure it's not pertaining to this. Let's see. Oh my goodness. And Morgan's at Pure Place today, as I said earlier, and it looks like she's found a buddy. Somebody's got, I don't know if I can show you this or not. It's a dog. So somebody must be visiting maybe with a service dog or a friend. So I'm really thankful that for all the things these guys do. Hope you can see that. So, being a parent, as much as I love my daughter and want to be everything she needs, that's not possible. It's just not possible. So I'm so thankful for the other services and things that are out there, the skills that other people have that I don't, the things that they can teach her that I can't. And that's another reason I'm doing this. I'm really reaching out to the community because I can't do it all. And so I'm thankful for all of you who are here. Our community is great. I will say that we have lots of organizations, Project 22, Special Needs Sports Foundation, Pure Place. Borderless Arts Tennessee is a wonderful, wonderful organization that offers opportunities to individuals with disabilities through the arts, through whether it be songwriting or painting, dance, lots of things. I hope you'll look them up. Borderless Arts Tennessee. They offer a lot of opportunities, and we're thankful to be a part of that. We love Project 22. That's a thing that's in our area that's sort of a social group that meets every couple of weeks and offers arts and crafts and life skills and social opportunities for our kids. Very thankful for them. Special Needs Sports Foundation, they play bingos on Thursday nights, and they get the kids together for different things. They have sports, basketball, bowling, and just all of these things that keep them out in the community doing things together. We're thankful for that as well. And let's see, I'll look again to see if we have any. I'm just babbling here. Let's see. All right. Darlene says, just looking back as a parent also, just to say, oh, you're sweet, that I admire you and Rudy so much. Y'all are a blessing to us and so many others. Oh, thank you, Darlene. You're precious to us. Darlene is Logan's mom. If you don't know, if you haven't heard of Logan Blade, you need to look him up. Logan is just an amazing young man on the autism spectrum. Logan has very little conversational speech, but he sings like a bird, and just has so many musical gifts. And check him, hunt him down on YouTube. He's got some cool stuff, and he's sung on the Opry with Josh Turner. He has got 4 different CDs out, one just recently. I'm proud to have some cuts on those CDs. Very honored and thankful for every opportunity I get to sing with Logan. He's a joy and a blessing. So is his family. Dad, is there anything you want to say while you're in here?
I'm good.
He says, I'm good. I think I'm the mouth of the family other than Morgan. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm scrolling up, not missing. And as far as talking about Morgan's levels and abilities that Dana was asking, I'm still learning too. Just getting back to that, you can watch and see some of the things we do and where she is, and that may help. So as far as Morgan's diagnosis, she's on the autism spectrum. She has OCD. For those of you who are not familiar with OCD, it's obsessive compulsive disorder. A lot of times that is a kind of a cousin with autism. A lot of kids who have it do. And so she'll get stuck on different things. And we have used that to work with her. You know, if she's just about her, again, her calendar fixation with what's happening each month and what's coming along, and the way she uses her colors and gets all in. We've used that to work with her, and when we can, you know, it just helps us to communicate with her more. So we try to do it as a positive. It can be a slippery slope because she can begin to want things that just, let's just say I've had to get really creative to keep things going, and that's where some of this came to. I'm going to scroll down here to see if I'm seeing any other questions. Let's see. Okay, Darlene says, please talk about certain words that she does not like. Thank you, Darlene. I definitely... Morgan has something called trigger words and phrases that set her off. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, but I also want to let you know that I have a blog. If you Google, or Morgan says Goo, if you Google Know the Hope, Tammy Bice on WordPress. Go to WordPress, Tammy Bice, Know the Hope. We do a monthly blog that tells different, you know, about different situation, and there are a couple of them where I talk about the word triggers. And what happens, there are certain words that you can say, oh my goodness, choice, looks like, something else, words and phrases. These are just part of everyday conversation, and for whatever reason, these words or phrases will trigger a response from Morgan where she gets upset. And it's because my understanding is there's, you know, something that may have been traumatic to her in the past. It may not be traumatic to us, but something that was uncomfortable, that got her upset in the past, and that word or phrase brings that back to her in the moment. And so you'll get a little yelp, or just she'll tell you, do not say that, and she'll get on to you. And the way that we handle it, we're working with a behavior analyst now, and the way that we handle it is we ignore the outburst and just try to keep going until she says something appropriate. And by doing that, we've been dealing with this for years and years, and it made everybody pretty miserable when they didn't know why she would respond this way or what had happened. And oh my goodness, it could last 20 or 30 minutes, even an hour at the time, where she was very upset about just a word. But then in working with a behavior analyst, we found that ignoring that behavior and just moving on until she said something appropriate, it started to extinguish it a lot better, and we're still working on that. So thankfully, friends get it, and we're always trying to help people know when they don't, just we're ignoring this. And so it's about helping Morgan self-cope with that. Again, I don't always understand it, but they're called triggers, and they're just words or phrases that bring back an event in her mind that make her upset. And again, that's another reason that I'm doing this, because where you see that Morgan that's really confident here, and we get out in public and someone may try to tell her, hello, how are you doing, or greet her, and she may just sort of jump back and she's a little defensive and anxious. It just takes her a while to kind of calm and get used to being with a group of people, because like I said, I don't understand all of that, but I'm trying to help her. The reason we keep going, one of those things, don't give up, is because the more that we expose her to new opportunities and new experiences, we hope for her to learn how to self-cope and get out there and enjoy doing things. And she does love being with her friends. When she gets into an environment where she's comfortable and people are comfortable with her, once you get to know Morgan, the Morgan that I know, she has just a great sense of humor, very dry sense of humor. What comes up comes out. That will always be the same. That's one of the things I absolutely love about Morgan. It wouldn't matter who was present, who was there, how important they thought they were. Morgan is no respecter of persons. She pretty much says what she thinks to everyone. So she's crystal clear on that. She doesn't distinguish a difference there. Let's see. So again, before I forget, our blog, it's once a month. If you'll Google Tammy Bice, Know the Hope on WordPress, that's the monthly blog that will give you a lot of information about, kind of autism in general with our family. I show different experiences, and and how we've addressed things, and just kind of our life. Please follow us on Facebook. Hope you will. It's just my personal one here is Tammy Vice. Let me know how you heard about this, and we'll add you. And also, if you visit my website, it's tammyvice.com, and you can click on Know the Hope to learn more about that. And I have a newsletter that I put out once a month that tells you, because I do a little music too. I'm a songwriter. Imagine that. There's just a few of us in the Nashville area. And I always say my songwriting is therapy. It's how I, just tell the story of our lives, and hopefully others can relate to it. And as again, we're about to round it up, because we're probably going to stop about 10. Oh, Les says, hello, Rudy.
Hello, Les.
Rudy says, hello, Les. Oh, and here's my cousin. Hello, Perry. Good to see you. Good to hear you.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Oh, Rudy says Roll Tide to Perry. I'm sure I'll get a comeback on that one. Let's see. Excuse me while I'm scrolling to find out if I've missed anybody asking questions. And if you do, if you're not watching this live, if you come back later and come in, I'll try to check back if you do have questions about autism. Morgan, like I said, in particular, or like I said, other things. If I know, I'll answer. If I don't, I'll be very honest. There's so much I don't know. Oh, Perry just come back with Roll Tide. So you're back. Okay. And Darlene wanted us to mention Morgan's book. Morgan has a book called 52 Blue Mondays. There's actually a Facebook site on it. If you go to if you Google, here we go again, Bookshop Morgan Vice, the number 52 Blue Mondays. It's a book of her quotes. Morgan just has a cool way of saying things. And so we took a bunch of those and pulled them together along with some pictures a couple of years ago, and just again helping people get to know her. And I just think that is one of her gifts, how she says things, and she just has a very unique perspective. So we've learned a lot from her. I'm continuing to learn. And
Morgan calls it Alabama football.
Oh yes, by the way, Perry, Morgan calls it Alabama football. Doesn't matter who's playing, it's all Alabama football. So for those of you Roll Tide fans, there you go. And if you're not, sorry. I'm just an innocent bystander. Rudy and Morgan are the football people in the family, so that's how that goes. Let me see if I can scroll up some more. Appreciate all of you who are watching. And I see a Miss Sarah. I'm going to say this out loud. Redheaded Sarah, we love you and miss you and can't wait to see that baby. Morgan's talked lots about it. Morgan loves sweet babies, so. Yes, and it's right. We have two Sarah friends. One is brown-haired Sarah and one is red-haired Sarah. That's how we distinguish them. So, good to see you, Miss Sarah. Let's see. Going to go back to giving you a little roundup of what this is going to be. Hopefully, we'll be learning about each other. If you have questions about Morgan, we are an open book. We want folks to know more because we are really trying to create that community around her. As I was about to say earlier, I am like a BB in a bucket. I can get very distracted, but as her mom, I just really want to create that community of support, as all parents do. I know that as much as I would love to always be here for her, I know that I won't always be here, and that's just a fact. And I want to have that community of support. I want to see it not just for her, but for other parents, other families. And the way to do that is to reach out. Autism can be very isolating depending on the brand you have. And I think the only way we're going to fight that is to get to know each other, just to get down to the honest truth. We can have these, they're great forums between parents, but I don't want to preach to the choir. I really want to speak to the greater community. I want to answer the questions that you have as honestly as I can, because when we get to know each other, we see each other not as a person with autism or a person with a disability. or white or black or whatever or have you. We speak to each other as Tammy and John and Sarah and Morgan and Mavis and Les, and we get to know each other as people, and with all our strengths and our weaknesses, and realize that we all have something to offer each other.
Abilities.
And he said abilities. Yeah, we don't just see the disabilities, we see the abilities. And and that's what I've learned. Especially I have the opportunity to work with adults at our church in a choir, some of our adult friends who have special needs, and I love that so much. We really enjoy being together, and it's their ministry. They minister to me, they minister to others, but they will be singing at an assisted living center soon. This month they sing in the foyer at our church, and I've just loved watching them being a part of ministering to other people, because disability ministry, this was a quote that I heard way back, it's not complete until individuals with disabilities are ministering back, and I just believe that with all my heart. And I know that our children, our young adults, and older adults have so much to give if they are just given the opportunity. Morgan's out there working now. I'm her co-worker, and she works a couple of hours a week at a little sandwich shop. It's just all about being needed. We all need to be needed. We need to serve a purpose. And, the only way to do that, again, like I said, is to connect, to get to know each other, to demystify this thing, and we're just all people. We all have something to give and a reason to be here. And I hope you'll be back and visit with me again. I'm going to cut it off this morning because I know you guys are all busy, and I just appreciate you taking a little bit of time with me. Forgive my stuttering and stammering as I find my way to do this. We're starting on the Mondays like this at 9:30. We may find a better time that's better for everybody. We may bump to another day, but for now we're going to see the interest. If any of you have what you think is a better time, let me know. We'll be checking that out. But more than anything, my heart is to get to know each other, and just some honesty here and sharing, and so that when you see us on the street, when that you can say hello, and we want to say hey back. And when Morgan or I are not having our best day, that there'll be a little more understanding, and know that I want you to know, I'm here because I want you to understand who we are and what we're about. And thank you very much. And I will be back, like I said, we'll be back next Monday at 9:30. And I will have Morgan here at times. We'll pop in, and we may pick another time, and I'll let you know so that you can see her. For today, I'm going to shut down. If you see this again and it's not live and you have a question, please post it, and I will address it on the next go round. Thank you again for listening. I just appreciate you all, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.